All right, I gotta leave Hetland up again. Dallas, Texas, 2025. Greater things. There is a storm brewing. Are you ready to walk on some water?
And so that brought me in, not with condemnation, but an invitation to suddenly come just to spend time with him. So what I started to do, I decided to read the gospel again from scratch and go through the gospel. And in this journey, I just fell in love with Jesus again. Just the basic, I just want to be with him. I spent a whole week sitting with Jesus on the well. Spent 3 weeks at the cross. And just having this time to go low and slow to be with him. Something started to take place. Part of that journey that came to me was I ended up at a couple of passages of scripture, and that was different storms. How many of you have ever experienced any storms in life? Just wave to me. I think everybody. How many of you struggle with honesty? Just wave to me. I do know that every single one in this room, there's storms in life. And often for me, I'm just being honest with you, that sometimes there is a battle you fight before the battle you win. And other times there is a battle you fight after the battle you won. So it seems like there is either I've been in a storm, I'm coming out of a storm and there is a breakthrough, or after the breakthrough, it seems there comes a storm in again. But I've learned also I want to be a student of the storms. I want to get all the nutrients out of it. And today my message is going to actually about, it's an invitation for us to have an encounter with a water walking faith. How many here would like to be water walkers? How many here would like to walk on water? This is the Greater Things Conference. And by the way, if you want to be a water walker, you first have to get out of the boat. You can't stay in the boat if you want to walk on water. If you want to be a giant slayer, you have to show up. Because there is times you cannot see. There's times even when I'm not able to hear his voice. So what I do is I always go back to the memory stones. To always remember what God has done. This thing here is that it was 31 years since first time I went to Africa. It reminds me, when I look at this, I can tell you the whole story of what God did my first trip to Africa. I carried a picture when Dr. Randy Clark prayed for me, June 6, 1995. Why? Because I cannot afford to forget. Because there is time when I get in the middle of my storms, I cannot see, I cannot hear, but I go back to those memory stones. And the same God that was faithful with a bear and with a lion when I faced my Goliath. You don't get so overwhelmed by how big the giant is because you see how big the God is.